This final episode of Young Blackjack was really sad because first we're introduced to this girl, Eri Hanada, who, if Hazama, when he was still a student, hadn't broken his vow and actually cleaned up her wound and stitched her together, which was the first time he actually did that on a person, well, she would have gotten a really nasty scar, but because he did this, she didn't get any scar. She actually didn't even have anything. You couldn't even see that she has been stitched. So I was surprised when I found out that she knew Hazama. And also, I was kind of surprised that she was hanging out with the guys from, yeah, you know, those that was smuggling or, yeah, smuggling those guys that deserted from the Vietnam War. Well, they are back in this episode, and they indirectly causes Ares' death, or shall we say their leader does, which is the guy, and I must say I dislike him so much, because when his subordinate, the girl, you know, not Ares, but the girl, the woman that we saw in the previous episode, uh, she actually tells him that she don't want to be in the revolution and stop this, and Eri takes her in defense. She is actually getting beaten to death, almost to death, Eri. And when Hazama sees her, he actually tells the leader that she has to be taken to a hospital because else she may die. And still the leader refuses to do something for basically take her to the hospital. He's willing to let her die because she didn't want to be educated, and then he want to use her for a symbol that basically will spark the revolution. And as I recall, that revolution was to get rid of the corrupt medical system that we have seen in the previous episode. So he wasn't entirely wrong, but still, to beat up a girl so bad that she was basically about to die and then wanting to use her, that is really nasty. And then when she's going into basically shock because, yeah, her body is about to die, Hazama, he's finally allowed to operate on her, and he fixes her, and man, she's almost bandaged up entirely. There's only like part of her face that is not covered. And then when the police comes and tells them to surrender, the revolutionaries, the leader, he decides to fight instead of giving up. So he fights, and that indirectly, when Ares, he goes to try to stop the police, and the revolutionary gets her killed by having a bullet pierce her heart. And this is actually beautiful shown by letting her die, because this shows that even for Hazama, he's an amazing doctor who can almost perform miracles. He still has his limits, and that is what they're trying to convey to us viewers by letting her die, and Hazama only being able to hold her and comfort her until she passes on. And then we also get explained why, or what those chains we saw in the previous episodes is. They actually symbolizes the darkness that Hazama takes on every time he sees some corruption in the medical system, like the power struggle in the last week's episode, which ruined the Hayoki's life, or stuff like a patient dying, and that actually changes Hazama. So even though he becomes an intern at the end of this episode, we find out that it's actually the future Hazama that tells the story about his younger self, and he still went under the name Hazama because in the future he has discarded his name and become Blackjack. So he has a title drop. Man, this was really a beautiful episode, but it's really sad. It was really sad. I really consider watching the future, you know, like Blackjack, you know, the original series, because this one was really good. So I wonder if the next, or you know, the old one is as good. I really would like if someone has seen the original series, or you know, the old one, whatever we call it, Blackjack. Let's just call it Blackjack. If someone has seen it, I would really appreciate if they could comment about if it is as good as this one, because I really enjoyed Young Blackjack. And I'm kind of sad that it isn't longer, but still, they ended it in a beautiful way, instead of just basically keep going until, oh my god, yeah, you know, basically it's train wreck. So yeah, so if you haven't seen this, you really should do that. And with that, all I have left is to wish you all a good day, good night, wherever you are, and I will see you later with Lance No Mascara. Final episode. Cheers, guys.